Hello folks, welcome back to CCL Sports Cards. I am so excited about this episode. Today, I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite prospects for the 2022 MLB season. Now, these 3 players are not like the sleepers I featured in more recent episodes. In fact, their cards will cost you a bit more. You see, all these fellas don't have a base chrome card, or a paper card for that matter. So if you want to own them, you have to purchase an autograph. Now, just to be clear here, part of the reason their cards are a little more expensive is because of the scarcity. You see, when a player gets a base card, there are potentially 20,000 or 30,000 or even 40,000 PSA 10s coming. I mean, I'm not privy to actual print runs, but they really appear to be somewhat endless, at least in more recent years. An example of which would be Wander Franco's 2019 Bowman Chrome base card in PSA 10. At last check, the pop on that was like 11,000, and it was climbing super fast. So if you want a first Bowman of Wander in PSA 10, it's pretty easy to find. With that said, the inverse is also true. With no base cards, you have to purchase a base auto or numbered parallel. This creates scarcity and drives prices up. I mean, can you imagine if Wander didn't have base cards? His autos would probably be double, if not triple. I mean, it's crazy to think about. Which brings me to today's prospects. You ready? Coming in at number 3, Luis Matos of the Giants. Now, I know there are different schools of thought on who's better when it comes to the San Francisco Giants prospects, Marco Luciano or Luis Matos. For me, it is hands down Matos for many reasons, but the real tiebreaker is scarcity when it comes to cards. Luciano has base cards and Matos does not, meaning a potentially much higher price down the road. Now, both these fellas are studs and ranked 1 and 3 respectively on MLB.com for the Giants. So it's not like either of them are bad investments by any means. But I think people are catching on to just how good Matos is. And I would not be the least bit surprised if their rankings changed. Matos just turned 20 on January 28th, so he's still very young, but he absolutely crushed the ball last season for Low A San Jose, hitting .313 with 15 homers and 86 RBI and an OPS of 852. The kid even threw in 21 steals and only got caught 5 times. What I like even more is his strikeout to walk ratio, 28 walks and 61 strikeouts, nearly 2-to-1. That's not bad for a 19-year-old and shows maturity and some patience. Now, it's higher than his ratio of nearly 1-to-1 in 2019 at rookie ball, but it's bound to rise a little as he sees better arms. Now, a week ago, Matos would have been my number 1 guy, and he was. But his Bowman Chrome Auto, which routinely sold for $500 in PSA 10 over the winter, literally doubled this past week. So while $1,000 is high, it's still okay in my eyes when compared to, say, Anthony Volpe at $1,500 or Jason Dominguez at $1,800 for comparable cards. But the price has risen, so the risk reward is not nearly as great as it was just a week ago. But I still love Matos. Number 2, Michael Harris of the Braves. Again, Mr. Harris has no base cards, just autos, so scarcity is on our side. Michael Harris II spent his entire year at High A Rome, games of which I was fortunate enough to see on a regular basis, thanks to MILBTV.com, which is such a great app and it's such a great price. Also, the Rome Braves have a great broadcast, so it was an easy watch. This team was fairly loaded with fellas like fellow prospect with nice pop Jesse Franklin, and later in the season, young sensation Vaughn Grissom. So, it was very easy and pleasant to watch. There is so much to like in Michael Harris. Currently ranked number 4 by the Braves on MLB.com and number 89 overall. He hit .294 with 7 home runs, 64 RBIs, and an OPS of 798. Even threw in 27 steals. His average actually went up compared to his 2019 campaign, and his strikeout to walk ratio remained the same. Or consistent, rather. I love stuff like that. Now, much like another prospect I'm fond of in Jordan Groshans, the knock on Harris is his low home run production. However, he managed 26 doubles in 2021 in 101 games and 374 at-bats. And in 2019, he only had 8. Granted, it was half as many at-bats, but that is still nearly double the production. Remember, Harris was only 20 and is going to be 21 going into the 2022 season. So I imagine as he gets older and stronger, the power numbers will continue to climb, as they did following his pro debut when he was just 18. You can pick up Michael Harris's 2020 Bowman Chrome Auto in PSA 10 for a very low $266. This is so far below other prospects, it's kind of mind-boggling. I just picked up his comparable refractor for less than $500. Lastly, we have numero uno, drumroll, Gabriel Moreno of the Toronto Blue Jays. Fortunately for me, I was on Moreno early last season as he was playing for the AA Fisher Cats, and I had tuned in to watch my man Jordan Groshans and Vanderbilt alumni Austin Martin in his first professional season. But Moreno quickly caught my eye. I mean, how could he not? He smashes the ball the other way with power. A lot. Granted, they weren't all home runs. I imagine they will be down the road. But this kid shows maturity and is not pull happy. He reminds me of Teoscar Hernandez, another Blue Jay who was pull happy as a youngster, but started driving the ball the other way last season with authority and had a pretty incredible outcome. Of course, Moreno has some serious pop on the pull side. A funny side story that I like to tell was last summer, Moreno crushed a pitch to left field that hit the Hilton Garden Inn that is well beyond the left field wall and the park. He is only the second Blue Jay player to do so. You know who the other was? Vlad. That's pretty good company if you ask me. But it's so much more than that. It's his pitch selection. It's the 14 walks and only 22 strikeouts. Moreno hit .373, slugged .651, had 9 doubles, 8 home runs in just 32 games at AA. He unfortunately got hurt early mid-season and only returned late, having 3 games at AAA Buffalo that were uninspiring. But he was out a while, so I'll give him a pass. Moreno is now the number 1 prospect for the Blue Jays on MLB.com and number 32 overall. So I see no problem in paying $400 plus for a base auto in PSA 10. If you can find one, that is. I mean, I could have picked up his gold shimmer for just under $1,500 in mid-January, but I already had one. I think had Moreno stayed healthy, his cards would be double by now. It's funny, as I wrapped up writing this episode, it occurred to me that all 3 of these prospects are from 2020 Bowman Chrome, thinking maybe I should pick up a case to put away. So I did. Thank you all so much. Remember that anything I say or offer on this channel is strictly my opinion and should be taken as such. Now, before you go away and before I sign off, I have a request. It's kind of fun. Comment below and tell me your biggest pet peeve as a sports card collector or investor. And in a future episode, I'll reveal the most popular answer, along with my own pet peeves. You guys have an amazing start to February.